Have you ever entered a room and instantly felt that something was off? Before anyone even speaks, your mind has already noticed the silence, the awkward smile, the shifting eyes, or the change in someone's voice. While everyone else seems relaxed, your brain is already collecting clues and trying to understand what they all mean. You start wondering, did I do something wrong? Are they hiding something from me? Are they judging me? If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Many people believe this level of awareness is a gift, a sign of intelligence or emotional maturity. But psychology reveals a different truth. Sometimes the same ability that helps you understand people can quietly become the reason you feel exhausted, anxious, and emotionally overwhelmed. In today's video, we'll uncover the hidden psychology behind people who are simply too aware. By the end, you may finally understand why your mind never seems to stop thinking. What is hyperawareness? Hyperawareness is not just paying attention. It is a state where your brain constantly scans the environment for hidden meanings, emotional changes, and possible dangers. Imagine having an alarm system that never switches off. Every facial expression, every pause in a conversation, every delayed text message, and every tiny change in someone's behavior becomes something your mind feels compelled to analyze. Most people naturally ignore these details and move on with their day. But for someone with hyperawareness, nothing feels random. Every silence has a meaning. Every smile raises questions. Every conversation gets replayed over and over again. At first, this may feel like a special ability. You notice things that others miss. But over time, this constant mental activity becomes exhausting. Instead of enjoying life, you become trapped inside endless analysis, searching for answers that may not even exist. Where does it come from? No one chooses to become hyperaware. In many cases, it begins during childhood. Some people are naturally born with highly sensitive nervous systems. Their brains process emotions, sounds, and experiences much more deeply than others. But for many people, hyperawareness develops as a survival mechanism. Imagine growing up in a home where emotions changed without warning. Maybe a parent's footsteps told you whether they were angry or calm. Maybe a change in someone's tone meant an argument was about to begin. Your brain learned that noticing tiny details could keep you safe. Over time, this habit became automatic. Even after leaving that environment, your nervous system continues searching for danger, even when there isn't any. What once protected you as a child may now be creating unnecessary stress as an adult. The mind that never stops. One of the biggest signs of hyperawareness is that your mind never truly rests. A simple conversation doesn't end when people walk away. Instead, it continues inside your head for hours. You replay every word, every expression, every pause, wondering if you said the wrong thing or missed an important clue. A short text message can trigger endless questions. Why did they reply so late? Why did they use fewer words? Did I upset them? This endless mental replay slowly drains your emotional energy. Psychologists explain that when the brain stays in constant analysis mode, it becomes difficult to relax and enjoy the present moment. Instead of experiencing life as it happens, you become stuck inside your own thoughts, turning ordinary moments into complicated puzzles that may never have needed solving in the first place. Hyper-self-awareness. Hyperawareness isn't only about noticing other people. Eventually, it turns inward. You begin analyzing yourself just as intensely. Every emotion becomes something to question. If you're happy, you wonder whether it's real. If you're sad, you ask yourself why. If you're angry, you immediately judge yourself for feeling that way. Instead of simply experiencing emotions, you become an observer of your own mind. Psychologists call this metacognition, thinking about your own thinking. While self-awareness is healthy in moderation, too much of it creates a mental prison. You become trapped in endless self-evaluation, constantly questioning your words, your decisions, and even your personality. Instead of living your life, you're watching yourself live it. Over time, this constant self-monitoring creates anxiety, emotional exhaustion, and the feeling that you're never truly free to simply exist. Losing trust in relationships. One of the most painful effects of hyperawareness is that it slowly steals your ability to trust. A simple compliment doesn't feel genuine anymore. Someone says, "You did a great job," but your mind immediately asks, what do they really want? An apology sounds suspicious. A smile feels forced. Even acts of kindness become difficult to accept because your brain keeps searching for hidden motives. This constant need to analyze people's intentions creates emotional distance. You may be surrounded by friends, family, or coworkers, yet still feel completely alone. Not because people don't care about you, but because your mind has forgotten how to accept things at face value. The more you search for hidden meanings, the harder it becomes to experience genuine connection. Eventually, your greatest protection becomes your greatest source of loneliness. Absorbing other people's emotions. People with hyperawareness often have another powerful trait. They absorb other people's emotions like a sponge. If someone around them is anxious, they begin feeling anxious too. If a loved one is sad, they carry that sadness throughout the day. Their brains naturally pick up emotional signals that most people barely notice. This deep empathy can make them wonderful listeners and caring friends. But without healthy emotional boundaries, it becomes overwhelming. They spend so much time carrying everyone else's pain that they forget to care for themselves. Eventually, they become emotionally drained, even when nothing bad has happened in their own lives. Helping others is a beautiful quality, But constantly carrying emotions that don't belong to you can slowly empty your own emotional energy until there's nothing left to give. When your body tricks your mind, hyperawareness doesn't stop with thoughts and emotions. It also affects the way you interpret your body signals. Imagine drinking too much coffee and feeling your heart beat faster. For most people, that's normal. But for someone with hyperawareness, the brain may instantly interpret it as danger. The racing heartbeat creates fear. That fear increases anxiety. Anxiety makes the heart beat even faster, creating a vicious cycle that feeds itself. This is known as the anxiety loop. The body sends a harmless signal, but the mind transforms it into a threat. Over time, people become afraid of normal physical sensations, believing something terrible is about to happen. The truth is, the danger often isn't in the body itself. It's in the meaning the mind attaches to those sensations. Not every silence has a hidden meaning. One of the most important lessons for people with hyperawareness is this: not everything is about you. Someone may seem quiet simply because they're tired. A friend might reply with a short message because they're busy, not because they're upset with you. A coworker may avoid eye contact because they're dealing with their own problems. Yet your mind instantly creates a story that places you at the center of every situation. The truth is, most people are far more focused on their own lives than we imagine. Learning to accept uncertainty is one of the greatest forms of emotional freedom. You don't have to solve every mystery. Sometimes silence is just silence. Sometimes a tired face is simply a tired face. The moment you stop assigning hidden meanings to everything, your mind finally gets permission to rest. You don't have to react to every feeling. Your emotions are real, but they are not always facts. Feeling anxious doesn't always mean you're in danger. Feeling rejected doesn't always mean someone dislikes you. Feeling afraid doesn't always mean something bad is about to happen. Hyperaware people often believe every emotion requires immediate action or analysis. But psychologists suggest something different. Instead of fighting every feeling, simply notice it. Let it exist without judgment. Imagine your emotions as clouds passing through the sky. Some are bright, some are dark, but none of them stay forever. The more you chase or resist your emotions, the stronger they become. But when you observe them calmly, they gradually lose their power. Peace begins the moment you stop believing every feeling is a message that must be solved. Protect your energy with healthy boundaries. Being deeply aware of others is a beautiful gift, but it should never come at the cost of your own peace. Many hyperaware people feel responsible for fixing everyone else's pain. They become the listener, the advisor, and the emotional support for everyone around them. Over time, they carry so many emotional burdens that they forget to care for themselves. This is why healthy boundaries are essential. You can care about people without carrying their problems. You can be kind without sacrificing your own mental health. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is simply listen without trying to solve everything. Protecting your energy isn't selfish. It's necessary, because if your own emotional cup is empty, you'll eventually have nothing left to give to anyone else. If you've recognized yourself anywhere in this video, I want you to remember one important thing. There is nothing wrong with you. Being deeply aware doesn't make you broken. It simply means your mind has spent a long time trying to protect you. Your sensitivity, your ability to notice details, and your deep understanding of people can become your greatest strengths, but only when they're balanced with peace. You don't have to analyze every silence. You don't have to carry everyone's emotions. And you don't have to solve every mystery your mind creates. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is let go, trust yourself, and allow life to unfold naturally. True strength isn't noticing everything. True strength is knowing what deserves your attention and what deserves your peace. If this video helped you understand yourself a little better, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next psychology video. Also, let me know in the comments, have you ever experienced hyperawareness in your own life? Thank you so much for watching. Take care of your mind, stay kind to yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.